The boy's officially a victorious gambling man. Your boy won 5 times the amount he betted, and that means I won $25 after spending $67 of money that's not mine. I basically took out a loan, and now I feel like this app's going to close me out, and they're going to be like, leave me alone. But yeah, no, I'm definitely one day, I'm already manifesting when I spend thousands of dollars, because I know I'm going to be so good at this gambling thing that I'm going to have a nice big old house, and then I'm going to lose it all in 2 months, because there's a reason why, like, when you think about how this gambling stuff works, there's no way these businesses are profitable if everyone's winning. Like, there's a bunch of losers out here. There's only a few winners. I'm trying to be one of those winners, but it's kind of goes against all my beliefs of, because I want to raise people up. You know, I want to, uplift people. But the only way you actually win at this is if a lot of people lose. I don't want to see people lose. But, sometimes for every loss, there's a winner chicken dinner. Oh, Jesus. And that's why my ankles are getting thinner, which I've never understood, like, the whole, really, they call it cankles. But really, if a thick girl has some thick ankles, I'd like to say she's a thankle. And I'll take it to the bankle when I win this big old money, baby. Andrew Wiggins better score more than 18 tomorrow. All right. Welcome to episode 192 of the Off and V podcast with Clint Nelson. I'm your host, Clint Nelson. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. But most important, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to suck some titties. Jesus, I need to get back on that. Just imagine if I could just go around and be like, as a, like, kind of like a complimentary, like, on the house. It's like, hey, you mind if I just nibble on the tit, get my daily fixin'? Like, what if, like, everyone has their daily fix. Some people have coffee. Guilty. What if I replaced it and I got the same satisfaction from sucking on a nip? It could be a random stranger's nip. It doesn't even have to be of the opposite sex nip. So, like, what if, like, well, you probably got to, is that like a sex addiction problem? I mean, we have gambling addiction hotlines. Why can't we have a suck in the nip hotline? Like, I was just thinking of, I don't know, like, we obviously, all girls have hair on their nipples. But, like, it's kind of odd if I actually taste the nipple of a girl's hair on the nipple. I'm trying to follow my own logic here. Like, I'm pretty sure, look, I've had my nip sucked a few times in my long, adulterous life. I'm pretty sure, a little hairful, towards in the hair, because, I'm a slow roller. Can you imagine if you bowled with a tortoise? Like, actually bowled a tortoise down the alley. Like, that's not the type of gutter I'm looking for. Well, just if you're ever on the line of whether to leave a girl or not, be like, hey, you have 2 options. Let me go in the gutter, or, let me bounce on it like flubber. Because I'm nothing but mucus, baby. Oh, Jesus. I don't even know what I'm talking about now. I actually, speaking of, so this past week, like, they just casually put this in the news. First of all, the horse treatment with these horse races, speaking of gambling, I probably need to get in the horse race gambling, because that's where the fucking money is at. Because no one can quantify it at. No one could quantify. It makes no fucking sense when, like, and they have the weirdest names. It'll be like, Stovetop Anal 38. You know, they're like, how do they guess? Like, how do you project who's going to win? They're all the same horses. There's no like, you're not watching. There's not like a whole regular season of horse racing. It's like all this sketchy stuff, this abuse. They put this 110-pound transvestite on them. Like, hey, look how light I like. They put these 4'8", barely eligible human being organisms on these horses, and they whip them, and we're just like, nah, that's not animal abuse. But it's like, apparently, before the Kentucky Derby, literally 4 horses that were going to compete died. Legitimately. Like, and they were just like, unfortunate news. 4 of the horses that were going to qualify and compete for the qualifier, they just died a couple days. Like, you want to talk about inside job conspiracy theory? Some people had some money on some things. That's really where it's at. And hey, you know what? If I ever benefit from that, hey, no horsing around, right? Woody's Roundup. If I had a gambling nickname, it would definitely be Woody's Roundup. Because, boy, this Woody will round up a few bucks, a few buckaroos. And, we got a little side piece in the making. It's like, let me just get a few scoops of water in my tongue. Because, you've only had all day to drink that same fucking bowl of water. You only want to do shit when I'm not doing shit. Yeah, that's the way the world works. No one wants to do anything until it interferes with your shit. I'm just kidding, partially. But yeah, no, these horses. I mean, if I jumped on a horse, like, the horse would probably fall down, like, because I literally are like twice the amount of weight of the people. Like, the crazy training of weight loss and like cutting and like in shapeness, if you want to call it that these horse beaters, I call them, because I don't know what they do. Like, the horses know where to run. You're just basically like faster. Don't tell me like, oh, they're really sensing some directions. Like, horses aren't fucking idiots. They know how to go in a circle as fast as possible. All right, and they're just there with a little boom boom. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I have a feeling like I'm gonna be a gambling millionaire. Like, even though that goes against everything that I should be doing. But, like, there's something when you win one time, no matter how small it is, it's like, damn, like, this is easy money. Like, I did nothing. I literally went and did whatever day, checked back, and it's like, hey, you said Michael Porter would get over 6 rebounds. Here's $25. And it's like, oh, it's like, why the fuck have a job? If you can make considerable money doing this, and if you win 65 to 70% of your bets, I actually looked up. Actually, I think it's if you win 62 of the bets you put in, you will technically be a top 2%er in America, in the world, if you just win 62% of your bets and progressively add more money with what you have and weigh out the odds. Like, this shit's like, I feel like the only reason why this thing, more people don't do it, is because it's fear. It's just like, oh, gambling's bad. Oh, you don't want gambling addiction. It's like, no, give me this addiction. I need money. I need the money to attract me. This stick to me like a girl on her period. Stick to me like hot. Like, you forgot to put the air conditioner on 88 degrees. Like, I need that sticky, sweaty. I need that gooky. Like, I need it to be like it's the morning dew before I get some morning wood to you type of feeling. Like, I need this money to stick to me. Like, because you know how sticky it gets. Hey. Um, yes, yes, indeed. That's why honey's like. That's why if you go to a store and buy real fucking honey, it's like $38 fucking dollars. Like, who the fuck are? Sorry, trying to be positive mode, but like, who are we to profit off of bees? Like, shouldn't the bees get a piece of the revenue? Like, it's always fascinated me. One thing that's always fascinated me, and it's kind of a serious topic, but when people talk about genres of music and they critique genres of music, and it's been brought up recently because Anthony Fantano is like a big hip hop music critic. So, and he's white. So it brings up this thing, and I guess I'll connect it to bees. Why do we make money off bees when they're the ones that are doing the work? The only ones that should be consuming and profiting is bees. So why in a predominantly, well, people say hip hop and R&B is black music. I think it's always kind of weird to say something's black music or something, but the landscape is a landscape. All right, Robin Thicke is an anomaly in R&B. Everyone else doesn't look like Robin Thicke. And rap, yeah, there's a few white dudes that are not bad, but it's predominantly a black genre. And so if you have a YouTube channel, or if you're like DJ Vlad who does interviews, technically, should you be making any money critiquing something that is not really your space to critique? Is it really appropriating? Are we appropriating bees' honey? Like, why? Like, it's one thing for us to charge, but to charge $38 for the Bee Movie. Like, why is the honey more expensive than if I wanted to go watch the Bee Movie? Why is honey more expensive than Honey Nut Cheerios? If I were to put my semen in a bottle and put it on like the shelves at CVS, right? Which I don't know why, but have you ever noticed like pharmacy places, like the sell, like anything that's not medicine is overpriced for no reason. Like, you go get some Bubble Yubble, it's like $4. You go get some deodorant, it's like $9. You go get some condoms, it's like, It's like, well, we have Plan B instead. Like, they just automatically recommend Plan B before condoms. It's actually easier to find Plan B than it is to find condoms. It's weird. There's actually more commercials for HIV prevention, Plan B prevention than there are actually condoms to advertise. Just thought. But yeah, no, like, if I put my semen in a cup, does that mean I should charge it like $45? Is my semen, is my one kid only worth $45 to you? Shouldn't I get like some royalties? Like someone that does a sitcom and they get just nonstop check royalties. Like, that's this weird thing about donating, like donating your semen or donating your eggs. Like, yes, you get like the immediate, like, oh, here's a couple $100 for, pumping in a cup. But if that kid lives with like a great family, shouldn't they send me like a $400, $500 a month check? Because I'm the reason why they are able to enjoy this great life with a kid that I will never meet, who looks like me, is me, but I don't have to deal with me. Sounds like a good deal. Shouldn't I get like those royalties? Not just like, oh, here's an upfront payment. No, I want stock in that kid. I want to create a bond. No pun intended. Well, I'm not really creating a bond, but I want to benefit like a bail bond. I should be getting like it's like an investment. I made an investment because your husband like has low testosterone and I had decent. So I think I should get like a monthly check. Like, it's like a form of child support. But since you couldn't create the child support goes to the creator of the child. It's kind of reverse child support. It's parent support. It's adult support. And then even when that kid becomes 18 and he has his own bank account, I should be getting money from his ass. He should be sending me money. I don't know. But yeah, moral of the story is semen retention. I see men and they give me too much attention. I actually had a gay dude look at me the other day. I was quite, I'm not gonna lie, I was quite like, I felt like a girl when a guy like tells them they're pretty, but that's all they do. They don't actually try to pursue like, ooh, I feel pretty. It's like, damn, I really wish he would have got to know me pretty well. Oh, but I'm not gay. Not that I need to say that, but it was nice to be like a human being looking at me and be like, damn, you're fine. I could see it in his eyes. He never said a word to me, but you could tell in the eyes. The eyes don't lie. Especially on the boy that looks like the boy is mine. The boy is mine. The boy is mine. And I'm pretty sure he was thinking that. We would have needed a lot of sperm donors. I'm a fool. He was definitely a bottom, so I'm in the clear. It doesn't count, supposedly. It's like the whole theory, right? There are actually dudes that justify, like, oh, well, if you receive head, you're not gay. It's only when you actually start giving head to dudes. There's a lot of justification in that. Not even kidding. They're called mentally ill people. They are called people who, which word on the street is that typically those who have personal experience with what they would want to be felt would typically know how to give it the most. So it's not crazy to think that gay dudes would probably give the best head. I'll no pun intended, I'll give a hard pass on that. But it makes sense. Like, girls will probably eat the cunnilingus off your girl. And that's because they know exactly the eye on the prize. They know what makes the flower go rise. They knows what makes her booty go bam, bam. Fruity pebbles. But Barney, oh, like, come on, like, honestly, I think Fred, Barney, and whoever the fuck their two wives were, I think they were all swingers. To be honest, think about the little Bam Bam. Like, Bam Bam acts more like Barney than Fred. Either Barney actually fucked Fred's wife, or Barney's wife fucked Fred. Because I don't who is Bam Bam, help me out. Is Bam Bam, is she a kid of which one?
I forgot.
Jesus. What's the point of an audience when they can't help you with this swingers club? I was trying to swing it to you. You're supposed to swing it back. Yeah. But yeah, well, I guess that's why SpongeBob lives in a pineapple under the sea. Pineapple swinger. It's a suburban joke. But yeah. Like, they were definitely swingers, and they were ahead of their time, by the way. Which actually, I think swinging used to be a real thing back in the day. It was just kind of like a secret society. And besides, you know what? Every married couple has their kink. I know I would have a kink. It would... That sounds weird when you say it like that. Because I'm not really a kinky guy. But, I'll let my schlinky get into your binky. And next thing you know, we have a few drinkies and your booty's in the sinky. It's like, baby, why are you cranky? It's like, because you forgot to spank me. All right. I'm sorry. All right. But no, like, I think every couple has got to at least, when you get to a certain, you got to at least have the fascination that if, like, we are capable if we wanted to do this, but we're not going to. Because, self-judgment from, upper class parents. But it's like, I think there's a lot of couples, they would either want to invite someone else or something else, let's just say. Nowadays, apparently these sex dolls are off the chain. Imagine just carrying one on your keychain, just bringing it in the work, and they're like, what's that? It's like, that's the case, I get a little horny. It's like, that's why they're always out of toilet paper in the bathroom. All right. TP. Oh, my P needs a little T. Personal therapy. Physical therapy, because they don't give a fuck about you. They're basically like Big Sean. I don't give a fuck about you, little stupid ass foot. And then E40 comes in. It's your foot hurting because you on your grind. That's so bad though, it looks like it rewinds. Busted baby. That song is so cringe. The opening is so weird. And then next thing you know, Neo does not belong on that song. Any song starts with busted baby. Neo, like, he's the love making guy, not busted open guy. But yeah. What was I talking about? I'm busting this whole episode open. This whole thing needs to be busted. This is why I don't record after work. I'm so fucking tired. It's all right, But no, kinks. Look, I think that's why there's a possibility of the swinging or the bringing an extra someone in the bedroom or the or just the idea. Here's something I've actually, I've talked about with previous peeps. And there is actually a fascination of going out. Let's say you're with someone. There's actually a fascination of going out, pretending you don't know that person. You go as two complete strangers, and it's like a social enough setting where people in your age range, people who would reasonably approach you, or people you reasonably approach in a club, lounge setting, and you both go up to other strangers at first, spit game, spit the little thing you got going, and the other partner sees it, and it kind of brings a little fire under their ass to appreciate you. It brings a fire, because sometimes you're together long enough with someone, sometimes you lose a spark. You lose that real in time feeling. I think that's when people say they lose the spark for someone, it's really you lose that in real life feeling, because sometimes when things become elongated, everything you lose that real feeling in real time, and everything you go by is what you think you feel about someone or how you think you should feel about someone based off either things they have done for you or things they have been loyal to you. And that's where that loyal term gets a little because sometimes that loyal, it blinds the fact that you start doing things based off because of personal guilt that you feel like you need to do right by someone compared to what you actually feel from that person in that period of time. So went off. But anyways, when you see a 6'5" stallion ready to tap your wife's ass, that's when you come in and you spit the best fire game you've ever had in your life. Because only time the best pressure applies the best out of you. And when you feel like your girl might get fucked that night, that's when you gotta come in and remind her, who the fuck does this motherfucker think he is? And then, if she sees that some girl, on the flip side, because, let's make it about me. Let's say she sees a fine, let's just say, Italian shish kebab looking gal. She's busty. She's got nice shoulders. She's got, her nails are on fleek. Her eyebrows are ready to be reeked on by your jizz. She's ready to play hide and seek, rent a hotel room at the Hyatt in the city because you decided to go downtown to rearrange all this shit to make it feel like it's the city type of vibe. And she is DTF. And I don't mean down to fuck. I mean, she is down to fuck your life up. And you're willing to let it happen. And this girl's just all over you. She's touching your face. She's telling you, like, man, there's just something about you. It's always that there's something about you, girl, that gets you. I gotta tell you, anytime a girl says there's something about you, you're like, there is something about me. There really is. And you're like, you know what? You goddamn right. And then she, steals your car. And then you realize there was something about her too. And it's like, damn, she knows how to drive a stick shift. God damn it. But it's always like, that's the thing. It works on every guy. It don't matter if you are brokey. It don't matter if you are quote unquote what they call a high value man. When they tell you that, you forget everything. You forget all the money in your bank account. You're like, damn, I'm more than what I think I am. Because she said there's something about me. It's like, and you're like, man. And then the second this girl is starting to make you feel like you're the king of the world, and she tells you, I will be the queen to your castle. When these bitches start using that castle term, I mean, you done though. This is always dumb when people talk about I'm the king, she's the queen. It's like, they could kind of change world order, affect gas, oil prices, affect resources, cause wars. Like, the only war you're causing is, can I have my screen on brightness tonight? But nah. So, and then especially when they start playing with your hair, if you have hair, even when you don't, even if they just pretend you have hair. See, the girls that know how to make you feel special, and you have no business feeling special in that moment. Like, they're like, there's nothing special about you. Like, you showed up because you wanted to do something that your wife wanted to do. Feel alive again. Because the whole plan was you show up, flirt with other people, kind of get feeling good, get that angst, get the anxiousness. And then it's like you're meeting someone brand new, and then you pretend the role play. But then what happens if you actually don't end up getting to the end destination where you two were supposed to talk to each other and pretend and kind of vibe and like getting to know each other again after doing all that? Because what if you're like, this is actually pretty fun. I don't know if I want to talk to you. But let's say hypothetically, you do the right thing. You come back around. And she's sitting up there. Here's Clint, how to pick up a lady, or how to pick up your lady again when you're pretending she's not your lady. She's dressed in her red, sleek Valentine's Who Framed Roger Rabbit outfit. And you go up to her and you're like, hey, I've heard you've been framed and I'm a dangerous man. I think we should run away. And you can feel dangerous. woman. That's so bad. It's alright. I'm not dangerous. And we'll be fine in China. It's a song, god damn it. But no, you go up to her. She's minding her business. She's stirring her drink because the other dude that she was talking to and vibing with went to the bathroom to freshen up and probably, harden his dick to, impress. Gotta love the fluffers out here. I appreciate the guys who go around and don't fluff it up. Let it be what it is. Little fluff puff. But yeah. Well, chances are if you're a fluffer, you're probably like drugging girls, to be honest. I know that's a weird connection, but think about it. But no, you go up to her while she's stirring her virgin martini because she doesn't drink, which is kind of weird. How is it a virgin martini? There's no alcohol. I don't know. I don't even know what that fucking looks like. But and you go up to her and you're like, hey, would you like to get going? And she's like, not really. And you're like, oh, so where are you from? And she's like, oh, Jesus, another where are you from guy. And you're like, because I'm from the slums. And I'm a slumdog millionaire. And she's like, say less. No, but you inquire about her beauty. Nah, here's how you really go up. Like, damn. Why are you here all alone when you could be at home where you belong, in my arms, cuddling and snuggling and say you love me. No, don't do that. No, but seriously, for the fifth time, this is what you do. You go up to her, you look her in the eyes, and you be like, hey, I would like to take you out sometime. And I mean separate, not where all these people are trying to be cool and slick. I mean, I want to take you out and get you in a real place, a real environment where you're not trying to be defiant, where you're not trying to be impressed, you're not trying to test me out. I just want to get to know you. And she's like, I gotta respect your approach, but I kind of like to have a little fun before I do that. And you're like, to me, that is fun. Because this isn't fun. A bunch of people pretending to be interesting when they're not. A bunch of people, just passing HIV to each other. Like, I don't want to do that to you. Not tonight, at least. Because if we get it, I want us to get it together. Everything we do in our lives is supposed to be together. And then she's like, whoa, Jesus. She's like, this guy's about to kill me. I kind of like it. But you just tell her, like, hey, I want to actually feel what you have to offer. And most importantly, I want to listen to what matters to you. And not tell you what I think matters to you. Not tell you what matters to me. I actually want to feel what matters to you. Not what you say matters. I want to feel what matters to you. And then you touch your fingertips. You touch your fingertips and you say, hey, wherever you want to go, point me in that direction. And then when she fails to make a point, you point her to your dick. Because, you're a leader of people. Sometimes you gotta lead people in the direction when they don't know where they want to go. That's what a true leader is. So yeah, because look, it's the inevitable. You didn't go there just to, reconnect. Like, no, you wanted to reinvent the sex wheel. Give her that wheel of fortune. And that's how you go bankrupt. Yeah, that's called real bondage. BDSM sucks anyways. It's so overrated. Like, why do I gotta sit here and put a ball gag in your fucking mouth to make you feel stimulated? Why do I gotta tie you up? Why do I got to spank you with a flog? Is that what it's called? A flog? Yeah, it's like the little like thing. It feels like a percussion instrument, to be honest. And boy, you're beating the drum out of something. But yeah, no. I feel like if you gotta do all that just to get a little rise, you probably got some real trauma on you, to be honest. But hey, no one wants to talk about that. I feel like honestly now, like everyone is in this competition to be into more crazier stuff than someone else, thinking that makes them more interesting. People think their sex kinks makes them interesting. People think the less respect they have in the bedroom, the more interesting and the more people will be into them. It's like, oh yeah, I want to be tied upside down, punched in the face. You could call me whatever you want. And then they're going to have the audacity to 2 hours later be like, well, you still need to respect my opinion and my values. It's like, yeah, it's hard to respect someone when I just shit it in your mouth and call it a toaster scramble, baby, because all I do is eat eggs. It's like, sorry, like, I know you're supposed to separate the bedroom to real life, but that's just not realistic. Like, you can't, well, maybe you can, but realistically, you can't call your wife, you fucking slut ass whore, turn that booty around and let me remind you who the real breadwinner is. That'd be the weirdest thing to say. There's certain words you just can't say during sex. When it's like, you want some breadwinner dick? And that would be like her, like, oh, you want some dishwasher coochie? Not the fabric softener I was looking for, but but yeah, the main thing for the young men out there, watch out for these girls that use Nair on their coochie. It is a death sentence to your breathing. It is a death sentence to itchy noses. Like, you will have an itchy nose for 4 days. You will actually think you may have, like, mouth herpes. That's how scared you get. You had thought I said I do have mouth herpes. I must admit, I'm like the Magic Johnson announcement. And everyone, I am retiring from podcasting because I have mouth herpes. And I get my whole ceremony, I disappear for years, and then I become richer than ever. Makes no sense. Someone I'm supposed to die from, and I'm living better than ever. Which no one wants to talk about that is Magic Johnson fucked some dudes in the ass. Oh, that's not the only way to get AIDS. It's like, yeah, but back then, more than likely. And besides, his name is Magic Johnson. All right. Everyone was having gay sex during that time. It was the 80s. Well, not everyone, but everyone that in those environments where there's cocaine, lots of shit. Like, you don't think Magic Johnson was having gay sex? That's my theory. I don't know. He just seems like a guy that, like, I don't know. I'm not going to say it. Even though, ironically, his wife's name's Cookie. I guess the cookie wasn't too good to munch on. I guess the cookie gave him insomnia. All right. Because he's sleeping on it. Fuck him. Oh, Jesus, Clint. This was tough. This is a rough one. It's all right. That's why I do this on my off days. It's amazing when people are like, oh, no. Oh, it's like if you have I love when people try to break down the hours at like, oh, you always got time. We all have the same 24 hours. If you sleep for 8, you work for 12 hours, that means you still got 4 hours to do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's like, technically, it comes at the expense of something, though. Like, it's like, yes, technically, I have 4 hours to do something. Do I have 4 hours to do something good? Not really. Because of what they also don't take. It's like the last hour and a half before you go to sleep, I mean, you're basically done for. Like, you got nothing. You're basically just awake out of, I don't know what it's called. Like, you're basically just awake out of sport at that point. It is just a dying process. You're basically on your deathbed before you go to bed. But yeah, no, like, yeah, I hate, fuck me. Yeah, I don't know, just when you go out and you want to role play with your lady, if she wants to, pretend to be other people and pretend you don't know each other and be in a place where you two pretend not to know each other and you kind of just conversate with everyone else but each other to build the tension. Some people call it a workplace, but I would call it marriage building. Sorry, a little hair got in there. Yeah. But look, hypothetically, I do feel that a trans person would give the absolute most insane booty hole. Because, one, the craziest part is you wouldn't even know, is this the booty or what was there prior? It's almost like a fun game. Like if you were blindfolded and you wouldn't even know. They're like, all right, is this or that? And then you take a guess like that. And then it's like this survey. And then they do like some study. And then there will be some pro-trans argument. They'll be like, see, 74% of dudes didn't even know if they were in the booty hole or the pussy. So that's a way to keep the movement moving. RuPaul is dragging this race. All right. Which I don't know. I know no one wants to say it, but RuPaul just looks like a dried out raisin. Like no wrinkles, but with like no wrinkles. Like this dude got the anti-aging cream in his bald head. That thing looks like a smooth peanut nougat. Like when he has the glasses on, it kind of looks like when they try to make the M&Ms kind of kinky. When they have like the seductive female M&M. Yeah, he's M&M, I guess. That's why I got out of that. I'm a fucking... All right. I guess I'm going to be... I feel like that community is going to come and like trash my house. They're going to show up to my job and start protesting. Fire! Like they're basically going to force my job to fire me and be like outside. And they're going to be like, wait, Clint has a podcast? And then it's gonna make big news. It's gonna make worldwide news. And then my podcast is gonna be bigger than ever. I'm gonna be going on these conservative talk shows that I don't even believe in, and they're gonna make him famous. But like, yeah, maybe you guys are on something. And then I'm gonna get a big deal from Fox News for like $20 million. And then, at that point, me and George Bush, we're gonna be well, what do you say? Fool me once. He says, fool me once. Can't fool me again. Fool me twice. And you're fooled. Said some dumb shit he said. But hey, you could throw all the shoes you want at me if I'm getting paid $20 million a year. I don't give a fuck. Because this whole thing is an inside job to make money. And I'm gambling the future of this podcast by doing this episode because this was garbage. And that's why I don't take it out. But I'll take myself out right now. Not kill myself, even though there's worse alternatives out there. If you want to kill yourself, I'm not promoting it. But I trust, like, if you want to believe in a higher being, God made you the way you are. God made you to have flawed judgment, and he made you to trust your judgment. And I trust your judgment. Maybe God's speaking to you. Be like, hey, you know what? It's the end of the road. And you will never turn into men because you're only 15. Okay. All right. That was episode 192 of the Off and Beat podcast with Clint Nelson. I'm your host, Clint Nelson, and I say this with such hesitancy because I don't even know if I want to repeat my name over and over that I actually did this shit. But yeah, don't forget to like, follow, comment, subscribe. Don't share this episode at all, actually. Not this episode. Share like the previous 3 episodes. But this one, just play it for 10 minutes, count it as a play, and move on with your day. Like, I do not expect you to positively spread this episode. Please don't. But I don't believe, I'm a believer that even when you do something that's not great, you do it anyways. Because I do not feel like recording another episode. And I got to keep it moving. You see, because you can't focus on everything meeting a standard every time. You gotta get, like, you know what, sometimes it's not gonna be great every time, and that's okay. You still put it out and you just keep moving, because then the second you're like, oh, I'm not gonna put this one out, then what happens? And every time you do, you're gonna hesitate where to put it out. You're gonna overthink and all that shit. And sometimes you just gotta be like, hey, you know what, gotta keep it moving. Hey, well, look at Clint spreading the good word. Spreading the good word of this day. All right. And Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Did Jesus have... Like, you would think of Jesus, if he could create... Actually, no, there was something I was thinking about earlier. So, like, if Jesus is really in charge of creating all of us, God made us just the way we're supposed to be made, right? Then wouldn't he actually make us perfect? Because why would you have a bunch of flawed people causing harm in the world if all he wants is good? Wouldn't he make everyone good? If it's really his divine purpose world that he created. If he's actually in charge of making everyone who they're supposed to be, wouldn't he make everyone perfect? Or as perfect as can be, where at least they're not causing bodily harm, or at least they're not causing harm to the greater good of the people? Hey, I don't know. That's probably one of the more logical things I've said this episode. I'm like, I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Walk this way. And I would walk on water, but, I don't want to rock the boat. All right. Fuck it. Have a good one. God damn that was... tippy toe. Oh, Jesus.